And I have the Kindle version of your book. And like I said, I highly recommend this book. It is, and I've been, since I've been in Christ, past 12 years, I've read a lot of Christian books, but this book is, relationship wise, it is what you need. So you can get the understanding of, how do I choose the right person? How do I, overcome heartache, as we talked about? How do I get in the will of God? Get that book, order it, and read it, and be sure to, she definitely is anointed to serve God in this capacity. And we thank you.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's your girl, Tanisha. Your name is Inspiration. We are here with another episode of Morning Inspiration with friends. Hope you have your tea, your coffee, your water, whatever that you desire. And thank you for being here. So today is Tuesday, April 8th. And yesterday we kind of took a little turn. But as always, anything that I do, I will always just be obedient to what God is telling me to share. So I think yesterday's message was so important. Because again, we have to come together to make these changes and shift in the world. So today I want to talk about something that I have been really encouraging a lot of people to focus on, based off of just the conversations that people been having on like social media, friend groups, just going out. And it's the consumption of the negativity. And so many people do have this mindset that they have no control over it. I have no control over it, Tanisha. Everyone is just negative on my timeline. Okay, and you have control over your timeline. Yes, social media is going to push out what is popular. They're going to push out what people are paying for. So some people are paying for promotion and ads to show you those negative comments and those negative posts, those negative narratives. That's very intentional, right? A lot of people are being very intentional about this nowadays. That means that you have to be also as intentional about what you consume. So this is a two-way street. This is not just one person having control and you're just an innocent bystander. You actually can turn around and say, no, I don't want to consume that. I don't want to consume. I don't want to believe that all men ain't ish. I don't want to sit in the negative of what society is talking about on social media, the men versus women. You have control over that. Same thing, some people, all they see is politics. They don't even see any of this negativity that's going on because they don't consume it. But they might sit and, only consume politics or only consume pets. Like pets is a big thing. And I know people that their timeline is just about pets, cats, dogs, donkeys, goats, right? It all depends on what they have. So there are people who are actually taking ownership, and they're taking ownership of their algorithm. And I had wrote about this the other day on social media, on Facebook, I think it was. And I was saying how I intentionally, like, because I am so ready for love, because I am opening myself up to be loved, I have started to intentionally go and look for those posts. And so I want to share some, and I don't know how clear you're going to be able to see this, but I had started to look for posts about men sharing how much they love their wives. And when I say to you, because we keep hearing from the majority on social media, depending on your algorithm, you might also believe that these men don't like women. These men don't like their girlfriends, because this is what's being talked about on the Red Pill podcast. People are literally, guys are talking about how they're, intentionally telling women that they love them, knowing that they have no desire to even like see them again or ever call them again. Like they're really doing that. So it would make you wonder, like, do y'all actually like us? Or, is this just something that y'all intentionally do? So I wanted to share, and this is, like I said, this is on Threads. So Threads is the cousin to Instagram. And on Threads, I just simply say, and I let you see, I love my wife. That's the only thing that I put in there. I love my wife. And literally, posts came up of men talking about how much they love their wives, right? Let me show you another one. This one had even more, right? And these are things that literally I do that. And when you engage with those types of posts, you comment, you like them, you're now telling the algorithm, this is what I want to see. This is what I like, right? And what I also started to do was I started to remove, like, so you can actually, at least on Threads, I'll talk about Threads because that's the one I tend to be on Threads more now. But on Threads, I will put like not interested, like not interested, not interested, not interested. If there's anything bashing the opposite sex, if there's anything only talking about bad dates and this person was a horrible date, not interested. And I take that control. So I want you to understand, like, one, you have to, what you seek is what you're going to start to see. What you seek is what you're going to start to see. If you do believe in love and you're only looking at content that is catered to, I hate men, I hate women, women ain't ish, they're all gold diggers, what gold, like, if that's all that you get, that's what you're going to see. And now this is what you're going to consume. So when you do go into a Dear Single in Love reading discussion with me, and I'm telling you, no, the person that is coming for you is not going to suck. They're not going to be a deadbeat. They're not going to be broke and disgusted. There are people out there that truly love you, that want to be with you, that value you. You're not going to challenge that because you have an understanding, you have seen, even if you don't know these people in person. And this is why I say social media is a gift and it's a curse. It is a gift because oftentimes we are seeing things for the first times that we've never seen in our physical life. So when you are able to tap into someone's journey into finding love. And I'm just sticking to love right now because that seems to be the most toxic topic out there right now. So when you do surround yourself around people that believe in love, that are in love, they're showering their partner with love on social media, they're sharing the cute things. But like I said, it's something about when you see a man writes about their wife, when a man writes about their girlfriend, and they are gloating, they're just like, oh my gosh, she's the best thing. Like, it's going to give you hope. But if you're not consuming any of that and you don't see it in your physical life, in your real life, that makes it 10 times harder for you to believe it. This is why a lot of the messages that people are receiving, so like prophecies, any kind of positive message that's telling you, oh, no, this is what your life is going to be. It's hard for people to receive that because they don't consume it. They don't seek it, right? So when you are not seeing what you want, now you have to seek it. I had spoke a couple of weeks ago here in Tulsa, and I said that I shared how when I came to visit in August of 2023, I came across a sticker. If you cannot find it, then you need to start it. Or if you cannot find it, you need to seek it, right? It's out there. It does exist, right? That's the one thing I want us all to understand. It does exist. But now you got to take that ownership back. And you got to say, you know what? I got to get out of this. I got to get out this matrix. I literally have to do whatever I can to protect my peace. Because you can just literally just not consume anything. You can turn off everything. You can say, you know what? I'm done with social media. But whatever you last consume tends to kind of stick there. And this is why I say sometimes you need to go through the process of seeking those types of conversations and dialogues that's going to give you that inspiration to say, okay, this is actually possible. So I also want you to think about what is influencing you. Right. So when you're consuming these things, good morning. When you're consuming these things, that means that you're allowing something to influence your atmosphere. You're allowing it to influence your day. That is something that we have to be very mindful of, because if you are only allowing negative things to consume you and to set your day and set the tone for your day, this is why we're seeing people crashing out. People are just spazzing out because everything around them is negative. Everything around them is going to be this, I hate people, I hate this, and they're going to carry that, right? And I say this as a person who used to be very angry. It gave me satisfaction years ago to go and sit on Facebook, because Facebook was probably the most social media that I entertained many years ago. And it was very easy to get caught up in the drama and the backlash and the people. I hate my life. I hate my job. I hate this. I hate that. And you just get riled up, right? You get engulfed in that, and that influences you. So as much as you're trying to say, you know what, I don't care about what's going on social media, but you do, because it's adding fuel to you. It's consuming. It's now influencing you in your decisions. So I want us to say, like, I want you to ask yourself, is what I'm watching, reading, or listening to, is it going to feed my faith, or is it going to feed my fears? Right? Are you going to have faith that these things are going to come? Are you going to have faith that today's going to be a great day? Like, I write those kind of posts on my Facebook page, and I literally would see people comment, yeah, it's not always going to be a great day. Okay. No one said it. But could it turn out to be a good day? Like, and I think about the people that wake up angry, the people that wake up mad. Like, so you don't even be influenced by social media about anything. You just wake up that way. So now you got all this anger, animosity, and then you go on social media, and now your whole feed is nothing but anger, frustration. You want to fight, you want to go back and forth. Now you're really going to believe that today's going to be a crappy day. Today's going to be a sucky day, because you're not putting any type of effort of finding some level of hope. So now when that one post, Miss Inspiration post, comes up and says, have a great day on purpose, with purpose, your first comment, it was like, yeah, if that's even possible. Start doing the work to say, okay, I think some of the things that I'm consuming is really affecting me in a negative way. Like, we got to get to that point of realization. So if you're not taking the time to intentionally consume the things that's going to add value to you, that's going to add peace to you, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. Okay. And then, like I said, I want you to so this is also going to have something to do with your spiritual growth as well, because your spirit needs positive. It needs to be fed certain things. And if you're feeding it only with the negativity, you're not helping your spirit at all. Right. You are literally draining it. And this is why sometimes you feel drained. You feel drained because you're literally just and consuming all of these different things. So what can you do to replace that? So if you don't want to go through the rabbit hole of changing your algorithm by going through and searching certain things, now you can just simply just get off of social media and go into prayer. Right? You can do prayer, you can meditate, take some time, talk to God, go into nature, right? The one thing that has helped me, especially since moving to Tulsa, is that when I'm feeling agitated, when I'm feeling like a little defeated, it's very easy for me just to go outside and stand in the sun. If you have been following following my lives for the last couple of weeks, you have probably heard me talk about the sun a lot. I love the sun. I love the way the sun makes me feel. And so if the sun is out, I'm standing outside. Like, I'm just gonna stand there. I'm gonna just stand in the sun, and I'm gonna just let the sun hit me, and it's just gonna give me energy. It's gonna give me a good feeling. That's something that I want people to actually do. If you have the ability to go touch grass, I know it's some people, we use it as a phrase to, be a little insulting sometimes, but it's not. No, go out there and touch grass. Go out there, take your shoes off, walk in grass, just check the area, make sure there's no poop, but go touch grass, right? Get connected, get grounded. That is going to help you. What are you listening to? All right. So you have one place that you can tap into that's going to give you the positive energy that you need. Miss Inspiration every morning, 7 a.m. Central Time, Monday to Friday, you can tap in. My YouTube channel, nothing but videos. Facebook, unfortunately, they're making us get rid of our videos. So a lot of my old videos are going to start to be removed and put over on YouTube. So I highly recommend everyone just to find me and follow me on YouTube. And this way you can have the whole catalog of all of the videos that I have done since 2015. Well, probably since 2013. And you can get inspired, positive vibes. Like, I'm not talking about any of the negative things. We're not doing the male bashing. We're not doing the I hate men. We're not doing that over here. We're doing positivity. We're uplifting you. I'm getting you to the point where you want to log off here and go sit in the corner and talk to God and be like, well, God, where do I need to, improve on my life? What am I consuming that's influencing me in a negative way? That's what we have to start doing. finding the different outlets. So go to some podcasts, right? If you are, I know, like, I'm on a dating journey. And so there's a podcast that I started to listen to. I found her on Threads, which is ironic. And so it is called, her podcast is called, I want to say, is this the one? Dating Done Right? I feel like that might not be it. Dating Done Right is a podcast. Yeah, that is a podcast. That's the podcast that I follow, and she gives great tips. You know, she's super positive. She's trying to change your mindset from the negative mindset that you might have had in the dating experiences, and give you the ability to start looking at life a little bit different. Start finding those things that's going to feed you. It's going to fuel you, right? It's not just enough to sit here and just be like, well, Tanisha, it doesn't matter. People tell me all the time, it doesn't really matter. It's just a song, or it's just a podcast, or it's just social media. It's not real. They are intentionally drowning us in negativity and toxic, because that is the agenda that they want for us, right? This is all an agenda. So if you feed into that, you're feeding into the agenda. So this is why I'm helping you and I'm encouraging you to take ownership of that back. Right? What do you want to see? We have this device here, and we can go into any of these apps and we can say, I'm going to choose what I want to start seeing. If you want to see funny commentary, you can choose to find the funny commentary. Like there's a young lady, Charlotte. I don't know if you guys know Charlotte. I know she's from Canada. Charlotte is on YouTube, but I think she's mainly on Facebook. And Charlotte is hilarious. She does the Reddit stories. So she'll read all the Reddit stories and she'll add her little commentary into that. Right? Great. I love those types of things. Charlotte Dobre, Dobre. Change your algorithm, right? I don't want to sit and look at everyone just fighting and just not having faith in the positive things in life. Like I said, for me, I'm in a single season, and that's what I hear so much. And I keep telling people, please stop thinking this. Please stop thinking there's no good people out there. Please stop thinking that everyone is trying to use you. Everyone is trying to be a gold digger. Everyone is not trying to do that. There are some people that genuinely do want a genuine connection, that know what they want. But they're also probably trying to figure out how to get off of the I hate women, I hate men side of social media and society in general. Because even when you go outside, like I went to an event last year, and it was the event, my homegirl, she did it. We watched Boomerang, and then it was like a conversation about dating. Oh my gosh. First of all, it wasn't that many men, but that was cool. But I remember there was a guy who was there, and he got very upset. Like physically, you can tell. Like if he was not in this environment, he probably would have been banging his hands on the table, because a woman has shared, her experience. He didn't like that. And he's like, well, all men are not like, and she's saying, I'm not, but I've never said that all. I said, this is my experience. I've had these experiences. And he was trying to, and when I say, I was just like this is worse in person. Like, I thought social media debates back and forth was bad, but like to see that in person, it was just like, wow, so many people just don't ever believe. And that's because that's what society is draining us with. Right? There's no one good out there. No, there aren't. And that's why, like I said earlier today, for those of you that are just joining, I intentionally started to go on like Threads, and I would find videos like that. I would find posts. I literally just put in there, I love my wife. That's what I searched. I love my wife. And I read posts of men complimenting their wife, right? So this one said, there's nothing more reassuring to hear as a wife than your husband randomly saying, I love my wife and I'll never leave her. So that was a wife mentioning about her husband, what he said to her. I love to hear that. And right under that, the guy was like, words can't explain how I feel. I love my wife so much. So when we hear people saying the majority, men don't like women, no, you're stuck on the side of social media where men don't like women. You're right? There is a side. Like that is definitely a reality. So we're not gonna act like this is not a reality. This is. But we also can't sit here and act like we can't go out there and find it. This is why when I was in Colombia, I was meeting couples and I was so inspired because you're hearing their story. Two individuals with their own life goals who have now come together and made a goal. And then later on, one of them have a desire to move to a whole nother country. And the other one has to decide if they want to. And listening how they navigated that and listening and looking at how much they love one another as they are pursuing their dreams and supporting one another, that fueled my heart. That gave me hope again. Because normally we don't hear that. We just hear all the No. Find those spaces where love is being discussed. Find those spaces that's going to fuel you, that's going to give you hope again. Because a lot of people don't have hope. So the same thing, whether it's love, you're looking for a job, you're trying to find the next move, find those spaces that you can find that hope. Because like I said, the one thing that I will give social media that is a positive is that it does fill a void when you don't have that physical connection. When you don't have anyone around you that is doing anything positive, that's where we could tap into social media, right? Because until you find those people in real life, find those people on this device, and then you start realizing some of them people live in your area and they're talking about positive things. And this is how meetup group starts. This is how Eventbrite starts having these let's meet up at a coffee shop and just register, because you're going to start being around like-minded individuals. So I don't know how we ended up this long, but I hope that these tips have been very helpful for you. But again, I want you to be extremely intentional about what you're consuming. Change the algorithm, change the narrative, right? You have control. Stop saying that you don't have control over things. You do. You do. You have to maybe search and figure out how to navigate that. And again, that's a tactic. You can go on Google, you can find, ways to change my algorithm to more positive things. Trust me, there's nothing but information out there that's going to help you. But 9 times out of 10, you just have to go out there and just say search and fill in the blank. You want to have the RV life and you want to travel the world, change your timeline to people that are doing it, because that's going to fuel you. That's where the action is going to take place, because you're being inspired. This is what I've been saying. Inspiration leads to activation. This is why when people say nobody needs any more inspiration, no, they do. They do, right? Because it's gonna lead to activation. And I tell people, doesn't mean that the activation is gonna be today. As an inspirational speaker, I wholeheartedly understand. As a lifestyle strategist, I wholeheartedly understand. Some people are not going to take action immediately. I may not ever see it, but that's not my problem. I am there to do what I need to do, to plant that seed. And whether somebody else comes along and water it, or whether you just jump up, feel that fire, and you go out there and take action, I did my part. But inspiration does lead to activation. So I hope that this inspires you to take action and to making some changes in your journey and the things that you are consuming, your music, the TV shows, the podcast, YouTube, whatever it is, change it, right? You have so much power and so much ownership. So I'm going to end right now. For those of you that do not know how to connect with me, Facebook, you do see I had to update the comment. But if you do want to connect with me, TanishaShanae.com, or you can go to my link tree. It has my books, my community, my courses, my blog, all the other links of my social media. And this way you can get in contact with me. So have any questions, you can drop them down and I will always answer your questions in the comments. And if not, have a good one. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern. Share, like, comment, share with a friend, tell a friend about this so that we can continue to grow this community every morning at 7 a.m. Monday to Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow.